Today we're going to be exploring Bill Bob's Cape Florida State Park.
This park is located towards the end of Key Biscayne, Florida. It has a very long and colorful history. The Tequesta, a peaceful indigenous people, lived there for over 2,000 years. In 1513, Ponce de Leon, his search for the Fountain of Youth, discovered Florida. His first stop was St. Augustine. His second stop, what we know today as Key Biscayne. He named it Santa Maria. For a short time in the 1700s, the British owned Florida. They changed the name of Santa Maria to Cape Florida at that time. In the 1700s, a pirate called Black Caesar used Biscayne Bay and most likely Key Biscayne as a base. So if you like to look for buried treasure, you know where to go. By 1783, the Spanish got Florida back from the British. The Spanish renamed Cape Florida to what we know today as Key Biscayne. Here's a little part of Black history. Escaped slaves from up North America went down to Florida because Spain let them live in Florida free. But in the early 1800s, Florida became part of the United States. The president of the United States at the time was pro slavery. So the abolitionists, people that wanted to get rid of slavery, tried to get the runaway slaves out of Florida. You have probably heard about the Underground Railroad, but did you ever hear about the Saltwater Railroad? The abolitionists took the escaped slaves from Florida and they took them to the Bahamas. Eventually, over 6,000 escaped slaves made it to the Bahamas using this Saltwater Railroad. Key Biscayne was part of this Saltwater Railroad. The slaves will go there at nighttime where they can't be seen, where small boats will pick them up and take them to the Bahamas. Eventually, they built the lighthouse at Key Biscayne, and it made it impractical because of the light for them to use it. During the 1800s, there were three Seminole Wars. They were caused because the United States was trying to get the Seminoles out of Florida into reservations. During the Second Seminole War, the lighthouse in Key Biscayne was attacked. During this time, the people that lived around Miami had gone to Key West for protection, but two people stayed to man the lighthouse. When the Indians attacked, they grabbed a small cake of gunpowder, ran into the lighthouse, then locked the door. The door was made of wood, along with the insides, stairs, and all that were made of wood. The Indians set the door on fire, and inside there was around 200 gallons of oil for for the lighthouse. That oil also got on fire. So the two men ran to the top floor where there's a small walkway. The Indians started firing at them. One of them got shot in the head and died. The other one was wounded and also burnt. He thought he was going to die. He wanted to die soon. So he took the cake of gunpowder, threw it inside the fire, and it blew. The explosion didn't bring down the lighthouse, but it did bring down the wooden stairs. The Indians thought that everybody was dead, so they left. The next morning, a ship that heard the explosion came and rescued him. Today, that lighthouse is part of Bill Baggs' Florida State Park. It is the oldest standing structure in Miami-Dade County, being over 200 years old. By 1958, the Garcia family, a Cuban refugee family, owned the lower part of the Keys. They sold the land to a real estate developer for $13 million, $1 million in cash and a $12 million mortgage. The developer started building roads, cutting down trees, even all the mangroves. The plans of the developer was to build luxury homes and condos. But by 1963, the company got into financial trouble, were no longer able to pay the mortgage, so they gave the property back to the Garcias. Within a few years, an invasive species called the Australian pine tree covered up all the land. Bill Baggs was a newspaper reporter for the Miami News. He was able to convince the Garcias to sell the property to the government, and he also convinced the government to buy the property. So by 1966, the government bought the land, and Bill Baggs State Park in Key Largo was born. In 1992, Hurricane Andrews hit the park, devastating it. All the trees came down. The government decided to restore the park back to a 1950s condition. with all the plants and animals. This park is a favorite of the locals. We called it El Farito, the lighthouse. It has many amenities. It has walking trails, bicycle paths, bicycle rentals, fishing. It has beaches and a restaurant. And with that being said, hope you enjoyed the video.
Thank you for coming with us. If you like this video, a thumbs up would be greatly appreciated. Live long and cherish every minute of it.